is. She's in hanging out with Scott. Morning, everyone. Good morning. Bless you. I guess that's why we're all here. That's one reason, right? So with Mother's Day next week, right? Anybody who didn't remember, just pretend you knew. That's best, yep. So I wrote this song for my sweetheart and my kids, and for this time of the year. I think I've played it for you before. It was inspired by dandelions. Sophie's in playing with Sky, and I don't know who else is here today, but Lily Rose, okay. They're in there playing, so that's cool. Sophie, we were on a walk yesterday, and the dandelions, some have gone to seed in our neighborhood, and they're like huge, you know. Not really, but they're big. So there was a lot of spreading those seeds around yesterday. Yeah. This is called Enjoy the View. Let the sun shine, let the dandelions grow, let the hummingbirds hum, turn the ringer off of your phone, right? Let the rain drop, let the frogs croak, let the bees buzz, let the laundry sit and soak. Instead, just look into your loved one's eyes. Take a good long look or two. Nothing we can't set aside. And just enjoy the view. Just enjoy the view. Let the moon rise, let the crickets crick, let the wind howl and blow. You don't need to manage any of it. Let the mercury drop, let the flakes float down, let it snow deep and drift. Let it cover this whole town, and meanwhile, take a look down deep inside into your heart. Now that's a view. That's where your world of love resides, where you'll find your own true you. Just enjoy the view. Look into your loved one's eyes. Take a good long look or two. Nothing we can't set aside, and just enjoy the view. Take a look down deep inside into your heart. Wow, what a view. That's where your world of love resides, where you'll find your own true you. Yep, just enjoy the view. All right, enjoy the view. Thanks a lot.
Can you do a
goodness. Spontaneous if I pull up the chords. See what will you? Sure. Okay, it's got to be in here because Ward made me put it in here. I know, right? Thank you. Let's see. What's that? Oh, please sing with me, yes. Day by day, oh dear Lord, three things I pray: to see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, follow thee more nearly, day by day. Day by day, day by day, day by day. Oh, dear Lord, three things I pray: to see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, follow thee more nearly, day by day. Day by day by day by day by day. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks.
That's why I love you so much. I can just say something and
Can we hug?
we could hug. I don't know. We could hug. I love you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's hard with guitar between you. Yeah, guitars, microphones, whatever. Good morning and welcome to Unity Skagit Valley. We're so happy to have you here in the sanctuary with us, and those of you who are online, we welcome you. Wherever you might be and whatever day it is or whatever time of day it is, when you come across this day that we're sharing here in the sanctuary, know that we're thinking of you. We may not be able to see your face, we may not know your name, but if you somehow have come into contact with Unity Skagit Valley, please know that we are thinking of you. Whatever day it might be, whatever your need, we are here for you in prayer, in love, and in the realization of the truth of all life. There is but one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent. There is but one presence and one power active in your life, active in the midst of your life, day by day, moment by moment, hour by hour, minute by minute, second by second. There is but one presence and one power active in your life, and that presence is that which is all good, everywhere present, all love, all peace, all possibility, all wisdom. In all ways, we are constantly infilled, surrounded by, and held in the presence of the One. And for this, and in this realization, we are so grateful. And we're free, because we're one with the freeing, guiding force of God. Beth? It is Sunday.
It is Sunday.
The 7th of May.
7th of May, 2023, in case you're confused.
There we are.
And welcome. Good morning. All right, the word for today is free. And the affirmation, I am one with the freeing, guiding force of God. When I think of freedom, I imagine a bird in flight, soaring above the earth. As the bird glides, it seems to effortlessly move through the air. Then it flaps its wings, moving upward and forward against the force of gravity. Likewise, I open my mind and heart and feel the freeing force of God within. This force is powerful and peaceful, and I give myself over to it. As I do, I overcome stifling feelings of stress or doubt. I trust in God, and I move forward and upward with renewed purpose and confidence. Just as a bird overcomes gravity to fly with purpose, I overcome the challenges and circumstances of my life to find my purpose and live from my divine nature. I am free. And from Scripture, Hebrews actually, so we can say with confidence, the Lord is my helper. I will not be afraid. What can anyone do to me? The whole thing? No. Scripture? Okay. So we can say with confidence, the Lord is my helper. I will not be afraid. What can anyone do to me?
Whoa, that's powerful, huh?
I thought so.
Yeah.
You know, at first it was, what?
It's like, well, we think they can do quite a lot to us, but there you go. Hi. Guess where I'm going to be tomorrow? I know. It's a struggle for me. It is. To be in Hawaii for 9 days. You know, somebody has to do these things. And I happen to be willing. When the opportunity arose, who's going to say no? Well, you can come up with reasons to say no, but the better answer is yes, please. So off to Hawaii tomorrow, gratefully, really happily on our way. So I'm going to leave after the service fairly quickly and get my bags packed. I took care of all my details. People got their info in the mail. I've handled everything like that. Signed off on my computer. Taking 3 pair of sandals, 2 pair of shorts, some t-shirts. We're up for it. There's a board meeting on Tuesday at 5:30. It's a Zoom meeting. If you're a member of the board, you'll be receiving the sign-on link from Jerry, from Ellen, from our Ellen, who happens to be far away this morning. So Zoom meeting, board meeting, if you have something for the board, an issue, something you want to talk about, since Ellen isn't here, talk to Jerry. Valerie Ruddle's memorial service will be here in the sanctuary next Saturday, the 13th, at, I thought 1:30, but it says 1 o'clock on my note. So either 1:30. You choose. Come at 1, then you'll be here. Friends of Valerie's are creating the service. They have music. They would love it if you'd bring your stories or your memories of Valerie and share them. So next Saturday. And we need more items for the auction. Cleo, you want to say anything about the auction? I do. There's a microphone right there waiting for you. Cleo's the chair of our treasure hunt auction. It's coming.
It is going very, very well, but we need 2 things. It's people, and the other is Sam and Denise have been exceedingly generous. We've been working all this time on their gifts to this community. We now have 200 plus items up in the auction, but a healthy auction is usually around 500 items. So we're asking for some healthy donations, or just some simple ones. And if you're not sure what to do or how to do it, ask me, ask Jerry, ask Sam, ask Denise. And we would just love your generosity. And if you'd like to help in some way, ask again.
Yeah, absolutely. Cleo is helping us stage this, but it requires volunteers and things that are worthy of an online auction. So if you think it's not worth anything, check with Cleo. She'll tell you whether it is or not. Take a picture, whatever the case may be, so that you're sure that what you bring can be utilized. Wednesdays at Unity Skagit Valley. This week was drumming with Lena. Who drummed? Okay. There were a lot of you? 8 or 9. And she has drums available. So if you want to get it out, like express the energy in your being and feel yourself into the rhythm of that, what a great opportunity. So Lena's here on the first Sunday, first Wednesday. Second Wednesday, starting in June, Music with Ireland and Ward and Friends. So it'll be an evening of wonderful music. The third Wednesday of the month, Wisdom Wednesday, Unity Basics with Beth. And that begins the third Wednesday of this month, of May. And the fourth Wednesday is Healing Wednesday. And Valerie Rose will be leading a joyful Reiki share, and some other folks that want to participate in that. I overview it because we need to know that there are things going on that can enhance your life in a variety of ways. Flyers are on the wall over there, and
Would you just mention the start time for the events?
I don't know.
Is it 6 and 9?
Here we go. Here we go. First Wednesday, drumming 6 to 7:30. Second Wednesday, starting in June, 7 to 8. Third Wednesday, starting this Wednesday, I presume, 6:30 to 8. Fourth Wednesday, 6:30 to 8. Yeah. Did I miss anybody, anything, any of that?
Do you know the event for Julie?
I know that there is an event for Julie, a public event, this coming Saturday, the 13th.
It's 2 o'clock in Maple Falls. And I have the info if you're interested.
Yeah, Julie Montag, her memorial service. Reverend Julie Montag. Yes, she was found. Seems like I'm missing something important. Huh? Oh, that was it. It passed through a minute ago and it flew right on by. Our prayer team, our powerful prayer team. If you have a prayer request, online you can submit it, info@unitysv.org, and we welcome your prayer requests. And here in the sanctuary, in our little brown box on the credenza, there are prayer slips for you to fill out and put in the box. And our prayer team is powerful. They're just about to complete their 4 weeks, along with anybody else who joined, of affirmative prayer. And so they're powered up. They're on it. Apparently it was a great class. Yeah. Too late to join, but really beneficial to everyone. So, thank you. Okay, that's it. I'm done with announcements. It's over. I'm not doing them next week at all. I'm not doing them. But you know what I said? I said I would attend Ellen's first board meeting on Tuesday. from Hawaii. I know, it's a sacrifice, isn't it? I willingly wanted to be there for her first meeting. Thought that was a special thing to do. A volunteer who steps forward to that degree is worth celebrating, I tell you. And the guy who used to do that job as president of the board has been relegated to the role of secretary of the board. And yeah, it's an important job, Jerry. Absolutely an important job. So that's it for those kinds of things. I want to talk about prosperity this morning from the standpoint of Charles Fillmore and the founders of Unity. But I want us to think about what prosperity means for each of us. What is prosperity? Why are we so given to believe that it's always about money? So that's the lead in, and in our meditation time, I'd like you to consider the ways in which you are abundantly blessed, those things for which you are very grateful, and the ways in which miracles and other experiences that show up in your life reveal themselves to you. Where are the wonders? In the dandelions, maybe. Out in the weeds, maybe. So let's reflect inwardly as we move into a time of consideration about the way life is blessing us. With your breath, consider the beating of your heart as you breathe deeply and allow yourself to relax. Simply consider the beating of your heart. And now allow your body to go more deeply into the awareness of that one presence and one power. Continue to relax until you can feel your breath down in the center of your being. Without force or without trying, simply allow the breathing to deepen. And when you come into that deeper breath, allow yourself to be filled to overflowing. With the love and the peace I relax into the presence And hear the voice within you. Come unto me, and I will give you rest. Come unto me. And I will give you peace. Let not your heart be troubled. Neither let it be afraid. Consider, if you will, that for which you are grateful. Allowing the energy of gratitude, the energy of blessings, to flow as that vibration, that wondrous river of peace and well-being. Every day something touches you. A special blessing, a chance meeting, something unanticipated, surprise moments sent by the divine for your welfare, something that guides you, a moment when you step into that deeper place within you and find a new strength, a moment of guidance. The universe is conspiring to fill you with moments of blessing, to lead you on your way, step by step, into new promises and unseen opportunities. The movement of spirit in the midst of your being is constantly unveiling blessing upon blessing. Sometimes they come in disguise. We have to look at them and see them with eyes of possibility and willingness. But there in your hands, in your body, right in front of you, beneath you, is a blessing, an unfolding moment of incredible and amazing possibility. Come unto me. We hear the voice, that still small voice. Come unto me, for I am your strength. I am the fulfillment of all love. Come unto me. Come unto me. I am that which you seek. And in the seeking you shall find. Blessing upon blessing awaits us. Blessing upon blessing of promise. And we open our inner eyes and hear with our inner ears the constancy of all that is caring for us, of all the ways in which Spirit conspires to bring forth the highest and best. And so we give thanks, that deep inner thanks. We've had 1,000,000 blessings this week. For each one and in each way, we give thanks. I see blessings everywhere, and I give thanks. And so it is. Amen.
You make me feel rich, wealthy, more than a mogul or even royalty. My gratitude replaces yesterday's greed. My pockets are filled with the love in me. I feel rich. I feel rich. A little bit of a story about my kids. Jay, I love your worldly passions, always trying something new, and your audacious sense of fashion. I'm so honored to be that North Star for you. I feel rich. You make me feel rich. Now, Z, I see your fists there down at your side. I'm inspired by the power in you. You were 4 years old, in charge and wise. You said, what in the bleep do you want me to do? I feel rich. You make me feel rich. Little wonders singing lullabies together when our days come to an end. Or reading to the puppies ain't much better. Hit that daddy pride nail right on my head. I feel rich and wealthy, more than a mogul or even royalty. My gratitude replaces yesterday's greed. My pockets are filled with the love you share with me. I feel rich. Now priceless is the word that comes to mind. It fits so perfectly. See that family picture, it's a once in a lifetime. Infinite wealth staring back at me. I feel rich. You make me feel rich. Or a kiss from my sweetheart. Embraces going on and on. Or a knowing smile like they were written just for us. When we hear the lyrics in our favorite song, I feel rich. Oh, you make me feel rich. Sharing songs that connect, you know they sometimes bring a tear. It's a mutual effect. Though it chokes me up, that's when my wealth is clear. I feel rich. You make me feel rich. And now that grass ain't always greener. Don't be staring at some, stare at those other yards. But where the green is so much sweeter, it's that divine glow within our loving hearts. I feel rich and wealthy, more than some crypto mogul or even royalty. My gratitude replaces yesterday's greeds. All my pockets are filled with the love in me. I feel rich and wealthy, more than a mogul or even royalty. My gratitude replaces yesterday's greed. My pockets are filled with the love you share with me. I feel rich, wealthy, rich, wealthy. Do you feel rich? Rich, wealthy. I feel rich, wealthy. Yep. Rich, wealthy. I feel rich, wealthy. I feel rich. So that was this week. That was, I usually take like months and years to write songs, and I saw the title today, and I thought, I need to write something about what it is for me that makes me feel rich, because sometimes it is. We think a lot about this, right? So thanks so much. That was great. Good, thanks.
Beth was dancing out there. Yeah. It just had great energy to it. Sermon notes. Absolutely not. Those are for you. I created those for you. The truth about prosperity. Why am I talking about this? Post-it note sermon. We've got these pages, and then we've got the post-it note sermon. Leave that right there. In 1936, Charles Fillmore wrote Prosperity. It was a series of talks that he did, and it was in the period when they were constructing Unity Village. Unity was beginning to be a significantly empowering source of teaching and life and healing. And Then, as in many times, it wasn't easy at Unity Village, and it certainly wasn't easy for the Fillmores. So, in 1936, he wrote these words: "When we think about the love of God drawing to us the substance necessary for support and supply, that substance begins to accumulate all around us. And as we abide in the consciousness of it, it begins to manifest itself in all our affairs." I'm going to read it again. "When we think about the love of God drawing to us the substance necessary for support and supply, that substance begins to accumulate all around us, and as we abide in the consciousness of it, it begins to manifest itself in all our affairs." It's a powerful statement, but the core of it is, when I think about the love of God drawing to me the substance necessary for what? Support and supply. When I begin to think about it, when I move into relationship with this all-providing source, the constancy of life itself, it begins to draw that something that Charles Fillmore called gold dust in the air, divine substance. They used the word ethers in those days, out of Mary Baker Eddy's teachings, out of Phineas Quimby's work, ethers, that there was a subtle something that we were made of and that we were enacting into our lives in accord with our thoughts and forming into our own way of seeing and being. This something then that the Fillmores began to use the word substance to describe is that inexplainable somethingness. And it has no beginning and it has no end. And it's not based on a principle of limitation. It's based on a principle of constancy. That there is this unceasing, this flow of something that I can begin to think about that will literally recondition me to see things in a different way. And as I begin to think about it, to bring myself into the awareness of it, it starts to draw to me those things, those elements, those expressions and manifestations that support me. When I can think into and not just think into it, but feel into it. He said, feel into the presence. Those were his words, Charles Fillmore's words. Feel into the presence. Feel into that substance. We begin to accelerate the energy in a way that takes precedence over the negativity and the limitation that we've been thinking about so consistently. Think into the substance. Think into the love that's supporting us and supplying us. How many times have you been in one of those times when you thought there is nothing? There is nothing. I'm at the bottom of the money, I'm at the bottom of the health, I'm at the bottom of the resource I need, I'm at the bottom of ideas or thoughts. I'm feeling the bottom, and there's nothing seemingly there. Fairy godmother hasn't shown up for a while. The mice are on vacation. Glass slippers are hard to come by. Had a great dance, had a wonderful thing happen, and then all of a sudden, I'm back in the cinders and the ashes, cleaning up again, wondering how to get there. But the problem is, we keep trying to get there, to the destination point, to the manifestation. What I want is a manifestation. What I want is the cold, hard cash, right? What I want is the car that works. What I want is the house that's mine. What I want is the thing. And so we start, and it's happened a lot in metaphysical teachings, that we condition people to try to just create better things. Better things that we can put our attention on and cause to happen for us. When in fact what the invitation is not the thing itself, but into the flow of that which and will always reveal itself in manifestation. You can't put yourself more deeply into the awareness of God as your source and supply that it doesn't stir all the particles and whatever we call everything now into action in its own way, with its own wisdom, with its own living, evolving process of manifestation. We got lost for a long time, and we were very well trained in, I can use my mind to manifest whatever I want. Just create your vision boards, dwell in them, live in them. Don't just glance at them once in a while, but that's what I want, that's what I want, that's what I want. I remember one of my teachers in ministerial school who said she had a friend who wanted a particular car, and she found a picture of it, put it on the vision board, looked at it, prayed on it, affirmed on it, did it. Didn't realize at the time that in the picture there was a cat sitting on the seat in the car. She said, I got the cat and I got the car. Well, the other thing that came in the manifestation movement, and that's what I call it, the manifestation movement, nothing wrong with it. It's part of the conditioning of consciousness to know that you can create out of your compressed thoughts, formulated thoughts. You can create. We create all the time. We're always in the process of co-creating within our lives. We're always doing it. What we're thinking is dominating the way we see, think, feel, and believe. And how then we draw forth on the substance of the universe and manifest these things into reality. Well, the other thing was, be careful what you ask for. If you remember, be careful what you ask for. Why? Because what dominates here leaves out all the other aspects and facets of what is emerging. I only can see this far, and I want the car. But I can't see that having that car, because I can't think all these things at the same time and to hold them in focus, isn't going to be the answer to my relationship, to the money in the bank, to any of the other things that go with it. What do I want instead? I want to enter into this sea of infinite possibility. And yes, we have dreams, and yes, we have desires, but we put them into the hands of, if you will, if we make it that way, of Source. It's like there's a reason we say this, and whatever is the will of the divine expressing in my life. You say, well, the divine doesn't have any will for you. You can have anything you want. Just get on it. You can have anything you want. And we've done a good job of proving that that's true. Now we're evolving to another level. We're going into another level of consciousness that has more to do with being in alignment with the flow, with the Source, with the infinite flow, than the specifics of exactly what that must look like. We don't know what it must look like. But I can say frequently, it's far better than I could have ever imagined. How am I going to Hawaii? Because the goodwill of someone who is part of our lives said, oh, I've got airline miles, and the condo's available, and we need a car anyway. So come. And I'm fighting in the other direction, going, I don't want to take advantage of our friendship, right? What is that? No, I can understand that there's a part of me that actually is humble enough to believe that. That really does come from that place sometimes, that I don't want to take advantage of people I love. On the other hand, how often do we say no to what's trying to give itself to us because we have a formulated manifest idea about how it's supposed to show up? So, yeah, I'm going. It took a month for me to be willing to say yes. I mean, that's fighting hard. That is like big resistance, right? A month that I held on to, I just don't think that's a good idea. There's never been a better idea. And it wasn't mine. But there it is. There it is. So this is to continue with Mr. Fillmore. Spiritual discernment. So, no, this was 1936 again. Spiritual discernment reveals that we are now in the dawn of a new era. That the old methods of supply and support are fast passing away, and that new methods are waiting to be brought forth. In the coming commerce, we will not be a slave to money. Oh, God, wouldn't that be wonderful?
It's coming, he said so. It's coming, he said so.
Yeah, I know. I know. What if we were not slaves to money? Humanity's daily needs will be met in ways that are not now thought practical. We shall serve for the joy of serving, and prosperity will flow to us and through us in streams of plenty. The supply and support that love and zeal will set in motion are not as yet largely used by us, but those who have tested their providing power are loud in their praise. So they're building Unity Village. There isn't, they've done great work, but they're in it now, and there's no available cash. And so the powers that be are gathered, and they're saying, "Oh, we're going to have to do this. We have to do this. We have to do that." And we have to see if the money's going to hold out, and maybe we should stop, and maybe we should change our mind, and maybe we've gone too far. And Myrtle Fillmore said to the gathering, "No, let us pray that our faith holds out." And she said, in all these things, the one thing you can't afford to give up is your relationship with flow, with source, with this divine substance that is the incubator and the movement of the perfection of flow. They didn't focus on how much more we need, and they didn't focus on what they didn't have. They focused on a gap in their faith around what had brought them that far at that point in time. If to go back to the question, have you ever been flat broke or flattened by the experience of living, or feel as though you're on the threshold of that? I was a single mother. I was a ministerial student. The people in the snack bar used to give me leftover hamburger hot dogs from the week from their supply to take home so I could feed Scott. They'd go through the cupboard and they'd say, "Here, take this and take that." I was doing as many airport trips and serving as many retreats and doing as many things as I possibly could with $115 a month child support for a 5-year-old, 6-year-old. And it was always happening. It was always happening. It wasn't that there was more than enough. There was enough. How can we live in this alive, vital universe in the awareness that enough isn't necessarily X, Y, and Z? It's an experience we have, not just in a fixed kind of faith, not the kind of faith that's hard faith. That kind of faith doesn't work for me. There's this different kind of soft faith, where I soften the edges and move into relationship with the unknown and the unforeseen in that realm called divine, everywhere present substance. And I know that when I'm moving in relationship with that, the revelations come toward what's next, and the multitude of surprises, these divine surprises, are overwhelming, breathtaking. And yet, whatever stops us keeps us out of the kingdom of ease. And what is most important when we're in one of those places but a state of ease? So you meet your fear, you meet whatever's going on, and you return to what can give you that ease again, knowing that from that comes forth the harvest, the what is needed, the what is necessary. And that as you continue to see from that perspective, it becomes stronger and stronger and stronger as the only available resource you need. I can't make everything happen that I wish I could. I have, how many hours of worry have we put into the idea of sufficiency? Because we're going to be without a place to live, and we're going to not have any money, and we're going to starve to death, right? Probably not tomorrow. Got a few weeks on me here. We look at these ideas then, and we look at our brothers and sisters who live in abject poverty all over the world. We look into the hearts of children who didn't have breakfast or won't have a meal today. And we say, how is this fair that we can spend time talking about this ever-present abundance and the experiences we have and demonstrations we have and manifestations we have as a result of this flow? How can we be so conscious and seemingly others not have an open door? And I've struggled with this for a very long time because I don't believe it's about consciousness. Well, if there's no money, it's about consciousness. Part of the manifestation movement created this have and have not idea. And that it was about your consciousness. Well, they don't have the consciousness. I'm like, tell that to the 5-year-old who doesn't have breakfast. Tell that to the world that sees so much limitation and restriction of resource. And I've never been able to fully meet that consideration easily. But one of the things he says is that the time is coming when everyone will have this plenty. And I think, well, how's that going to work? And he said, through your changing consciousness, through your change in awareness. How can we be of benefit to others? He said, the time is coming when we realize in ourselves there is no such thing as shortage as a universal truth, as a principle, as a law of the universe. There will come a time when we stop being afraid and hanging on to our own resource, that we'll become resourceful on behalf of others. We will become better givers than security-driven stakeholders. That when you know source and you are in source, and if we go back to the natural world and people who've lived in the natural world before it's been so disrupted, we know that there was a flow. We know that things worked together. We know that there was a way in which consciousness prevailed in community and tribe, in the experience of life itself in the natural world. But that as we tinkered with things and held on to the things and became what can we say? Hanger-oners about this whole idea. It tilted the balance. And the idea became not, how do we provide for all? But how do I provide for myself? Which is essential. And what Charles Fillmore is saying is, when you dive into the consciousness of the ceaseless flow of the universe. It isn't that you have to give everything away. It isn't that you have to become mendicant in the jungle or in the forest somewhere with nothing. So what he means, he's saying the consciousness you can create in your own experience of realized safety and support and love becomes infectious. But the more we are driven by the limitations and the lack and the fear and all of the things that fill our minds with the worries and the fears, we're creating or contributing to a consciousness that says no to the greatest need, which is that others will be infected with an awareness that Jesus came to teach, that other masters have come to teach, that sufficiency is a consciousness, not a manifest destiny, and that consciousness manifests its own destiny in the highest and best possible way. There's a kingdom of abundance of all things, and it may be found by those who seek it and are willing to comply with its laws. Jesus said it's hard for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. This doesn't mean that it's hard because of his wealth, for the poor man gets in no faster and no easier. It is not money, but the thoughts we hold about money, its source, its ownership, its use, that keep them out of the kingdom. Our thoughts about money are like our thoughts about all possessions. We believe that things coming out of the earth are ours to claim and control as individual property and may be hoarded away and depended on, regardless of how much others may be in need of them. The same belief is prevalent among both rich and poor. And even if the two classes were suddenly to change places, the inequities of wealth would not be remedied. Only a fundamental change in the thoughts of wealth could do that. What's he asking us for? Not to be poor, but to be conscious of how it is that Source moves. How it is that we live in this realm of substance, this constancy of substance, in a way that becomes alive for us on all levels of our being. Abundance isn't just about the money or the thing, but that's where we look to it most frequently. Pure abundance is a natural state of being. And if we can learn within ourselves to be more reliant on that kingdom, the possibility exists that new ways can evolve through us. Not because we go out and tell people about it, but because we live in an energy that communicates itself through this realm of substance and brings things into possibility that didn't previously exist. Not just for ourselves, but on behalf of the whole. Before there's any fundamental social or economic change, we must begin to understand our relationship to God and to one another as common heirs to the universal resource that is sufficient for all. I have a lot of notes, I always do. But what I want to say about this, because we're at end, is something that I believe is our destiny. in waking up, in becoming conscious. And it is to transmute the energies, to transmute them, to raise them to a higher vibration. These issues and energies we hold that continue to support the idea that lack is the law and limitation is the reality. There may be a lot of hungry people on the planet today, but there is still one presence and one power and one source. When I hold for myself and others that this divine substance prevails, that the innate movement and desire of all life is flourishing in the consciousness of every man, woman, and child today, no matter where we are and no matter what our personal circumstance. I know that when I eat on behalf of others in gratitude, in a conscious awareness that divine substance has been made manifest in this that I eat, and that same force, energy, love, prevailing substance is the nourishing energy for everyone wherever they are. I begin to turn myself toward instead of away from the experience of not just my abundance, but that my abundance is abundance for all. I don't know how to get it there, but I know that if I'm in a consciousness that can allow wonderful things to happen for me, I am not the only child of God in this universe. And that same energy prevails for all. I hear about the situation in Haiti. I hear about the situations in African nations. I hear about the situations downtown Seattle or downtown wherever. I hear the stories. I hear the stories. I hear the stories. And I don't say there, but for the grace of God go I. That's not how I relate to it. I pray that the light would be present for that one. I pray that the guidance would be present in that place for that one whose need is greater than their ability to find resolution. And I know that we live and move, each of us and all of us, in the kingdom of the heavens that cannot be denied. The discrepancy between wealth and poverty. Charles Fillmore had a vision that we could mend this. And instead, we're living out the separation and the division and the lack more fully than we ever have. The path is still there. The way is still there. As we deepen our consciousness and come into a greater awareness, we can hold that light. And instead of dwelling in the deepest darkness, because whatever's going on with us is so strong and the need feels so great, we can raise ourselves into a new and different state of mind. I live and move and have my being in the divine substance. And I am raised into new states of abundance in my awareness, in my mind, in my heart, and in the core of my being. For every gift we're given, we give thanks. And in all possibility, when we can, we share. Because we know that in sharing, good things occur. Wonder happens. The more we can be raised above our fears, the more we can be of help to others. And the greater the blessings can be for us all. Charles Fillmore, Prosperity, 1936 version. 1938 version was the third revision at that point. They're available on Amazon, but you can download them for free. Charles Fillmore's Prosperity. The ideas that are the foundation of the principles and laws and truths of the universe are available for us to study and use in blessing of all. The other is Catherine Ponder's book, Dynamic Laws of Prosperity. Ways we can focus our attention. In this month, I asked if you would step forward in increase of 10% in our giving for the month of May. And if not 10%, 20%. And if there's been no percent, then 100% of more, whatever that might be. We function for a purpose. We are an educational center teaching truths that transform lives. We do so because we believe these ideas are the foundation of the universe and the way in which life works at its highest possible level. And as we teach prosperity, we believe that it is foundational in people's lives to come into a greater awareness of their source, such that each of us might have a place to go in any time of need. And where is that place but within? Hander outer. For you, from me. If you need more, I have them. Just something to read this week to reinforce the ideas. We live in abundance and we share from that state. Our love offering I give joyfully and easily, for God is my source and abundance is my nature. I give joyfully and easily, for God is my source and abundance is my nature. We speak the truth. What do you got for us? Huh?
We can do this real quick.
Can do this.
Thank you for your love and more, gifts untold, and shelter from the cold. When I'm feeling sad or lonely, you let me know I'm not the only one who's ever been here. Thank you for your gifts and more. That's what I thank you for. Thank you for. Thank you for. Thank you for your gifts and more. That's what I thank you for. The kids are coming in, get ready, 'cause they're gonna rip this place apart. Something like that. Is that what you meant? There they are. Hey.
So Steve, that I Am Rich song,
Yeah.
that's the best song. I love that song.
Oh, I'm glad.
That a lot.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Hi, Sophie. Hello. How are you? Good. Good. Is he treating you?
Yeah, is he? Yeah, well, that's good. And next Sunday is Mother's Day. I know, we've been working on Mother's Day.
Oh my God, he's jealous. Father's Day is next week.
Let's do our blessing for the kids.
Children of light, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, just the way you are.
Our prayer for protection, let's share it together.
The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Somebody put it there. Who knows?
Unity Burbank did it, evidently.
Yeah, is that what it says? Unity Burbank. Unity churches are radical. Everybody changes everything. Let's stand and sing our peace song together. Hey, baby, baby.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Hey. Welcome, welcome. Thanks a lot. I was just so happy that her message came through me. I was driving.
Make sure you come back.